The gruesome discovery of 215 bodies buried in unmarked graves behind a jail outside of Jackson, Mississippi, has left a community in disbelief. The families are angry their loved ones were buried in so-called paupers' graves, marked by just a metal rod and a number, and families were never notified of their deaths. The startling revelation came months after the mother of 37-year-old Dexter Wade filed a missing persons report last March. It wasn't until August when Bettersten Wade learned her son had been hit by a police car and killed, then buried in that same cemetery.
Let me go ahead and talk about this story real quick. This is insane. All right, man. In the heart of Jackson, Mississippi, we've just become witness to a tragedy that's been long hidden. Behind the walls of the Hinds County Penal Farm, they're saying over 600 graves and remains were found buried, and 215 of those bodies were found in unmarked ones. Nothing left of these people but the numbers and metal rods marking their makeshift graves.
It's been revealed 215 bodies were buried in unmarked graves behind a state jail. Families of the dead reportedly had no idea until last month. Some of them, those grave sites were only labeled by a number and a metal rod.
When we first went to that site, buzzards were flying overhead. And we were trying to figure out, why are the buzzards flying overhead? But it's because they're putting them in shallow graves, and the only thing that they're putting them in is a body bag without embalming the bodies. So the stench from the bodies are drawing buzzards there.
This was number 672. 672. And it begs the question about all those other unknown bodies in that graveyard behind this penal jail. How many of those families that think their loved ones are missing?
How many?
And don't know that they've been dropped in a bag in the ground.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get to the truth. Not just for your son, but for other children.
Lord have mercy.
Whose mothers are missing.
I am sorry.
Good work, huh? Jackson, Mississippi Police Department. Y'all need to better vet your officers, man, because the men in this unit are literal murderers. And to think that this was only found due to the persistence of Bettersten Wade, one of the victim's mothers, who spent 7 months looking for her middle child, Dexter Wade, who suddenly went missing in March 2023. She would not find out the truth about her son until October 2023. That her son Dexter had been killed shortly after leaving his mother's home. He was hit by a Jackson Police Department squad car while crossing a nearby interstate highway. So what did these fucks do? They threw the body in the back of the car, drove him back to their jail and buried him out back with nothing but a number on a metal rod.
This started with Dexter Wade's case. He was an individual who was hit by a police officer, and his family thought he was simply missing, but he was dead and buried, and no one notified them.
He had identification on him, Isaiah, and the medical examiner gave it to the lead detective, who said he called, didn't get an answer, and they didn't worry about doing anything else. They thought that we were playing the race card. We have white clients as well. There were white people that were buried the same way, Isaiah. And any human being that's buried the way that they're burying these individuals, it says a lot about the people that's doing this criminal. Mississippi is Mississippi. It's an ugly Mississippi.
Yo, this is absolutely insane to believe. Now I understand that this is more than just about race, since there were white victims and families who were affected by this shit as well. But I promise you, this shit would not happen in a well-off Caucasian area. It would not happen. This just helps to prove that there really is an agenda when it comes to the police. Us as black people are weary of them for a fucking reason. Crimes like this are not new. They're only now just coming to the light, but this is nothing more than just an accident, right? Yeah. 600 accidents in a row. These cops are probably involved with making profit off of the body parts of these people, man. Illegal organ trafficking is more than just real life. It's alive and well, like I covered in this video right here. Y'all need to watch it after this one. Man, but this is a real problem that needs to be addressed more in the mainstream, especially in these small ass towns. And the problem is the amount of power that is wielded by law enforcement. Normally, you can usually make a case for one bad apple making a whole police force look bad. But these were unmarked graves behind a jail. So it seems like this whole town's damn police department is rotten to the core. Why wasn't this on the news more? This is the definition of breaking news, in my opinion, but man, you gotta stay safe out there, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And take care of yourselves.
This started with Dexter Wade's case. He was an individual who was hit by a police officer, and his family thought he was simply missing, but he was dead and buried, and no one notified them.
He had identification on him, Isaiah.
Death and mystery and anger over an apparent lack of good police work and accountability in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm talking about the story of Dexter Wade, who we now know was killed less than a half hour after leaving his home back in March.